Hello, and welcome to Handled Ish Productivity for the Imperfect, a weekly podcast for those who want to elevate their productivity but are not looking for perfection. I'm your host, Betsy Hayes, and I'm really happy you're here in podcast land or YouTube or on the KC24 CBS 47 app that you can download from your smart TV. This is episode 98, and we are going to talk about being a fan. And we're going to talk about maybe doubling down on being a fan or becoming a super fan or just being a bigger fan than you are of something. And this is purely for joy, not necessarily productivity specifically. However, you know my philosophy that the more joy we have, the more productive we're going to be. And also that productivity requires balance. And we can't just be doing the things all the time. We have to have fun. We have to have rest. We have to have leisure. We have to have balance because we are human. We are not machines. And we can't be just go, 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 produce, 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 productive, productive, productive all the time. We also don't want to be that way, right? We want to enjoy our lives. So let's talk about this. Being a fan. This is top of mind because I happen to be wearing well, you can't see it, but I'm wearing a San Francisco 49ers sweatshirt. The day I'm recording this is a day of one of their playoff games. By the time you see this, we will know whether it worked out or not today for them. But my point of this podcast is that it literally doesn't matter. We are going to maybe talk about, no, we're not going to talk about sports first. We're going to talk about music. And if there is a recording artist that you like or love, maybe just kind of figure out how you can be a little bit of a deeper fan. Maybe go see their concert in another city, plan a vacation around it. Maybe join some sort of a online group that talks about songs and shares information. Maybe follow a fan group on a social media platform to get the inside scoop about that particular, band or recording artist. Maybe talk to your friends and see who else is interested because there's probably other people that you know that really like this person or that band, and you haven't even talked about it with them. And so that'll give you guys something else in common. Gear, like my 49er sweatshirt, is also fun, right? To get a shirt or a sweatshirt or a pin or a poster or something to kind of represent. Again, adds a little bit to the fun. Getting alerts to when new songs come out, new editions of songs, right? So that way you're like always the first on the block to know, and you can get excited about it. Even the countdown, oh my gosh, the song's going to drop, right? That's what we call it on Friday. So excited. So you can talk to your friends that you now know are also into that particular thing. You get the idea. Just think about it and see how you may want to consider leveling up. You could have if they have how sometimes at the movie theaters, they have, concerts on the big screen, recorded concerts or even live concerts. You could have people over to watch, a concert that's either live or whatever on your TV screen, hook up your computer to it or get the internet, however you want to do that. Make it a little bit social. This leveling up your fandom can be just an individual thing, you and you, or it can also involve other people, which then amplifies the joy and the value of the thing. You can also do this with plays, right? Say you love Hamilton or Beauty and the Beast or Les Miserables or whatever, Mamma Mia. Talk again, see who else loves that. Maybe go see it in a different city. Maybe plan on, maybe listen to the soundtrack more if it's a musical. Again, put alerts out to see if there's any news about, what's happening. If it's come from a book, read the book. Again, there's different fan groups on different social media platforms that you might just want to either participate in or just learn from, to get the scoop. But how can you deepen your affection for that particular play? I think you would really find this a lot of fun. Sports teams, which we started the conversation, is usually what people think of when they think of fans, but again, does not have to be. Sports is a lovely thing to double down on with your fandom. There are a million sports out there, and thanks to the magic of the internet, you can follow any sport, any team. You can, again, get alerts on your phone. The Olympics are coming up. Maybe you're just team whatever country, and you just become obsessed with the Olympics for those 2 weeks. The Winter Olympics are coming up. And just like go all in with the whole Olympic thing. There's going to be lots of people in your life who are going to do the same, and you can have all kinds of stuff to talk about and text about and just have fun with it. Olympics only come up, well, every 2 years. It feels like every 5 minutes now, but not as often as other things. So you can, be all in and then wait 2 years to be all in again. Or you could follow it, in this interim time period where there's trials and, you could follow the sport itself or the whole Olympics or the personal stories that, some people love that, some people don't. Again, your game, your rules. With any sports, you could get very involved in the humans, right? The players and their stories and their families. That is a lot of people enjoy that. Some people don't. Again, your game, your rules. That can help deepen the fandom. Again, you can make it a social thing, invite people over for certain games or every game. One of my dear friends, in fact, she does my hair. Her family is very, very into the New England Patriots, and they have a Patriots room in their house, and they come, they get together as a family, even though she has adult children now who don't live at home, and they watch all of the Patriots games together, and she makes breakfast or lunch, depending on the time of the game. They've traveled as a family, to New England to go to the games, and it's just really become a wonderful part of their family culture. And you may want to do that too. I have other friends that are very similar with the Green Bay Packers. And both of these folks live in California. So you don't have to like the team that is local in order for this to be fun. Okay. It doesn't matter. The internet, we can get all the games, all the news, all the things. It is no longer you have to vote for the home team, a root, excuse me. Although that's great too, right? I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, hence why I'm a Niner fan, a Giants fan, and a Warriors fan. Have been my entire life, not planning on changing anytime soon. And over the years, right, everything ebbs and flows. And sometimes it's so fun because your team is winning. And sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge because they're just not winning at all. But it's still fun. And if you can, let yourself not get so emotionally attached to the outcome of said athletic contest, it does become much more fun. Even if the game is terrible, maybe, pull out a couple of highlights that, you might want to reflect on and enjoy. Or it was just fun to wear your cool sweatshirt and be with the people that you love and care about and watch the game together. Again, you can go to games. You can go to games in different countries. You could go to games in different countries. You could go to games in different cities. I have a friend who's trying to visit all of the Major League Baseball parks. She's a huge Giants fan, her whole family, and they have visited, I think, almost a dozen, maybe a little bit less, but lots of Major League Baseball parks, and they're going to do it all. I believe in them. Every time they plan a vacation, they figure out how they can go to a ballpark. She and I went to a conference together in Arizona, and we went to a Giants game at the Diamondbacks ballpark, and it was so fun. So it gives you a definite different lens to see your team in a different ballpark or a different stadium. It's just a whole different experience. It doesn't have to be pro, right? It could be college, your local college town. It's very inexpensive typically to go to college athletic sports. So it could be a very economical, fun thing to do, either with yourself or your friends or your family. It's wonderful to go to the college baseball games in my town and also the minor league baseball games, because in the spring the weather is really pretty for the most part here, and it's just really nice to be out in the sun and watching a ball game. And especially the collegiate ones, and expensive. You can get to know the players, get excited for them if they get drafted or if they go into the pros. So again, it kind of ramps up your affinity and interest and engagement and all of that. And books, you can do the same thing with authors, right? My daughter has a bookstagram, and I know a lot of people do. And there's authors that she's just very much enjoys, when they're releasing things, news about them. She's gone to book signings. Again, ramping up the fun and just bringing a lot of joy. You could reread book series, again, join a book club, online, in person, talk about books, talk about authors, pick a genre that you're just gonna, like 2026, you're just gonna read horror or romance or sci-fi or what, or romantasy, right? Romance and or fantasy, all the things. Get to know all those new words like romantasy. That wasn't a thing several years ago, but people are talking about it now and they're having a good time. Um, Movies, actors, television, whatever. Just, see if you can ramp up your fandom and, use your creativity. I've shared ideas and these are just a start. I'm sure there are lots and lots and lots of more ideas that you can do to ramp up your being a fan. As for me, I'm going to finish this episode and get ready for the Niner game today and think good thoughts that everything is going to go well. And no matter what, I know I'm going to enjoy it because it's just something that I do enjoy. And also having tacos, which, elevates things no matter what's happening. Until next time, I hope that you have the most amazing week. And let me know, think about this, have a good time with it. And remember, you are doing way better than you think you are. Trust me.